Всем привет, друзья! Мы продолжаем играть в первый Kingdom Come Deliverance. Чем мы займемся в этой серии? Ну, я думаю, очевидно. Мы всеми силами будем пытаться помочь Йоханке.
Adela, the Inquisitor is going to try Yochanka in court.
Oh, Lord. I hope she's acquitted. I was absolutely devastated when they took her away.
I need people to speak in her defense, and I'd like to ask you to do it.
I don't want to go there. Really. I'm afraid of that Inquisitor. But you helped me, and so did Yochanka. It's only right that I should try and help her. But what am I supposed to say there? I'm just a simple village girl. I don't know anything about these things.
That doesn't matter. You just be yourself. It should be enough to talk about all the good Yochanka does here, and how she helps others. I'll send for you if you're needed.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Даже уговаривать не пришлось. Круто. Блять, ну к пану Себастину идти. Ладно, только ради нее схожу. Но он же конченый. Конченый человек, поэтому будет... Мало от него пользы будет.
I'm honored that a knight such as you...
I need something from you, sir. I suppose you heard that Yochanka was locked up by the Inquisitor and is facing charges of heresy.
I did, and it's most disturbing news.
What you might not know is that he's agreed that I can defend her at the trial.
You? Do you even know what to say?
Sure I know. It'll turn out just fine. Trust me. But I need you to testify at the court. In Yochanka's defense, of course.
Naturally. You don't think I could just sit here and do nothing? Besides, the bishop has already insisted that I appear before the court.
Oh. All right.
One moment. I apologize if I was a little hasty. This whole affair has left me anxious. I appreciate that you want to defend her. However, I don't think it would have any effect. No offense, but I don't think you'll be able to achieve anything in court. I'm afraid the Inquisitor will judge as he sees fit, whatever anyone says. But I have an idea how you could help.
Oh? How's that?
Flee. With Yochanka, of course.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm sure Yochanka will be acquitted by the court and everything will be all right. Running would just confirm the Inquisitor's suspicions, and she'd always be looking over her shoulder.
I don't agree. As I said, I don't believe you can affect the outcome of the court. If Yochanka flees, yes, she'll have to lie low for a while, but in time it will all blow over. You can take her anywhere, as long as it's far enough from here. A girl like that will always find her feet. She can easily hide out somewhere where she's not known. Maybe there could even be a place for her on my estate. Think about it. But whatever you decide, if Yochanka comes to any harm, you'll have me to answer to. I'm very fond of her, and her of me, and I don't want anything to happen to her, understand? But if everything ends well, I'll show you my gratitude, I assure you. Take care now.
Это озабоченный нахуй. Ужас какой. Даже такие моменты, блядь, ищет возможность, ну, приписюниться ей по максимуму. Данутый.
Goodman Pavel, you're still here. That's a relief. I was afraid I'd miss you.
Yes, still here, but not for long. I had some business to deal with, but now that's out of the way and I'm getting ready to leave. What was it you wanted?
You might have heard that Yochanka was arrested by the Inquisitor and is facing trial.
Indeed, word has reached me. Poor girl.
I'd like to ask you to speak to the court in Yochanka's defense.
Of course, Henry. You have my word. And the word of a burgher of Colleen ought to mean something. But to speak in defense of someone accused of heresy is no small matter. What do you want me to say?
The same thing you told me. That it was a sacred sign that you happened to be nearby when Yochanka was speaking, and so on.
True. I'll tell the bishop that. You can rest assured.
Thank you very much. Please wait here a few more days for the court to convene, then I'll send for you.
All right. For Йоханка's sake, I'll wait. Take care.
Меня так затрахал этот шлем в натуре, вот как он выглядит. Давно уже терплю эту хуйню. Блин, надо снять еще и батват. И кольчужный кой. Смотрите на самого, ну, Индра. Интересно, что подразумевается под стиркой всех вещей? Даже то, что у меня не надето?
I'd like
So
get my...
I'm sure.
Ну, я вроде стал чище. Даже так заметно.
Master Bailiff, Inquisitor Yaroslav is going to try Yochanka.
I know. He was here asking questions, too.
Oh? What did he want to know?
Various things, like how things are here, whether people are honest, whether we observe the fest days, and so forth. And then he asked about Yochanka, about what she preaches, whether people come to listen to her and that. He's been talking to a lot of other people in Sasau, too. I even heard that Katra, the swordsmith's wife, invited him to dine with them.
That's interesting. Thanks for telling me. Was he just asking questions, or does he want you to testify before the court?
Yes, he did ask me to testify, and I'm none too happy about it.
I see. And what are you going to say about her?
It depends what I'm asked, but there's not much I can say. I don't know Yochanka very well. She seems virtuous and self-sacrificing to me. She's never done anything wrong, and no one here ever had a cross word to say about her. Until recently. Maybe some gossip about her and Sir Sebastian. But I've heard similar talk about half the women folk here.
Yochanka has helped a lot of people here, selflessly. Her heart is in the right place.
True. But then there's that preaching of hers. Folk have been falling out. They're split according to whether they believe Yochanka or not. I don't know quite what to think of it myself. But I don't want to jump to conclusions. I'll wait and see what the learned bishop has to say.
Couldn't you add something good to your testimony for Yochanka? I would, show my gratitude substantially.
What? Are you trying to bribe me to commit perjury? The Inquisitor will hear how you're going about defending Yochanka.
Good lord, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I expressed myself badly, that's all. What I was trying to say, rather clumsily, is that I'd be very glad if you were to speak on Yochanka's behalf, because she really deserves it.
Well, I'll overlook your clumsiness then.
Thank you, Master Bailiff.
Ну, я не знаю. Не то, что он похож на человека, которого можно подкупить. Просто решил перестраховаться. Блядь, я вообще пришел. Ладно, понял. Очень сложно. Пиздец.
My respects to you. Good luck to you.
И он говорит, не пойму. Твою мать, отдельное помещение. Но с ней нельзя разговаривать сейчас.
Hey, clear off. No one's allowed to talk to Yоханка. Bishop Yaroslav's or...
I apologize. I didn't know that.
Go then.
Ну, я, конечно, мог бы нажать на то, что я от епископа, но они потом бы рассказали, наверное, ему об этом. И он бы сказал, типа, блядь, я знаю, что ты нарушаешь мои вот эти вот правила там. Ну, короче, такую хуйню какую-нибудь снес. Я лучше лишний раз не буду рисковать, наверное. Я замки просто взламываю сейчас все подряд, чтобы прокачивать, ну, навык, соответственно.
Ah,
Well, how did it go with that husband of mine?
I played him and took him for everything he had.
I see. So he played again.
I had a heart-to-heart talk with him, and in the end, he promised he wouldn't gamble again. He even gave me his dice.
That sounds promising. Thank you, Henry. But what about the money he lost? Did you give it back to him?
Yeah, I gave it back to him so he can buy what he needs.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Henry.
I need your help with something. I'm sure you've heard. Yоханка was locked up by the Inquisitor.
Who hasn't? The whole of Sasso is talking about it. And the Inquisitor was asking around about her.
I'd like to ask you to appear before the court and say something in Yochanka's defense.
I can't say I'm keen on going there. But Yochanka helped me. And you did too. I think it's only right that someone should say something good about her.
Ah, thanks, Guta. I appreciate it. I'll send for you when it's time.
Прекрасно.
My, that looks good.
I'm honored that a knight such as you...
Thanks. Here's your change.
Care now.
Можно хотя бы что-то нацепить.
Can we do something?
Я надеюсь, это не тот чувак, который от меня постоянно убегает. Это он. Пиздец. Ну не получается у меня ничего, что я поделаю. Он всю рот меня убегает даун.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm here about Yоханка.
You're that fella of hers, are you? What do you want?
No. I'm just a friend of hers. Matthias is her fella.
Huh. God knows how many she has.
I heard you invited Bishop Yaroslav to come and dine with you?
Yes, so what? Bishop Yaroslav is an esteemed visitor to Sassau, and it's only fitting he should be suitably hosted by devout burghers.
What have you got against Yоханка?
Nothing. The question is, what has she got against us? Tell me that.
What?
She turns up here and tries to tell us how to live our lives. Says the Virgin Mary whispers to her in the night. Yeah, I'm sure. To a simple village wench. I'd like to know who's really putting those ideas in her head. She's just getting people all worked up. Men, especially. Coming around here with her nonsense. Sassau is a decent, orderly place, I'll have you know. We don't want any trouble here. All this talk about hellfire and the end of the world. God have mercy. No one is interested in what she has to say. All they want is some spectacle. She ought to have thought twice before she started. Not that she wasn't warned.
What do you mean, warned?
As I said, she was told.
Tell me everything you know. I'm sure the bailiff will want to hear about it.
Who do you think you are? Shouting at me? a respected townswoman. Clear off, or I'll call the catchballs on you for disturbing the peace.
Take care.
Good God. Put that weapon... Here! Don't let him get away!
There you are, you knave.
Over here!
Gone weak at the knees, have you?
Over here! Help! Oh my God. Here! Don't let him get away! Somebody help!
Hey, you! Don't move a muscle!
Everyone here, quick!
Surrender! Enough! You'll have to answer for your lawbreaking.
He must be here somewhere.
Конченый город, блядь. Конченая игра, блядь. Меня это бесит, нахуй. Просто невероятно как. Оказывается, страж стоит.
What do you...
Are you gonna cry now? Not a good move. Ow! Oh! Ah!
All right, enough. I give up.
You!
You hear?
There'll be no surrender.
You! Stop!
Да я не ему, я стражнику.
Surrender!
All right.
Got you at last. Now you'll get one.
What?
Don't play games with me. I know full well about the assaults you've committed. This definitely won't come cheap.
Убийство человека можно заплатить 175? Вы чё, рофлите, блядь?
Are you put?
What's your...
Oh well.
All right. And since I trust you as much as I trust...
Подожди, она что, живая? Ты охуела, что ли?
You! Stop! Right where you are.
Take your wine.
Hey, you! Halt! Stop!
Да я сдался, блядь. Алло, дебилы. А, никаких капитуляций.
You!
Caught you. And now, you...
What?
Don't play the innocent. I have witnesses who saw you in this jail.
Are you pulling my pizzle?
Aye, right.
You there! Stop!
Как вы меня все заебали. Нифига у стражненького бабла сколько. Нормально. Я, конечно, перезагружаться буду. Просто я, ну, я уже не могу, блядь, сдерживать себя в руках. Какие все конченые, блядь, в этой игре. Игральные кости. Вообще полно всего. А, это мое забрали. Точно.
God. Get out of...
About that sort. Where can I find?
Like I said, the smith hereabouts bought them from him. They say the largest piece is with the Rattay swordsmith.
Ладно, давайте уже нормально играть. Мы не можем поговорить с отцом Фабианом, мы не можем... Точнее, можем с Йоханкой поговорить, но не будем мы этого делать. Короче, идем пробовать, как у нас получится. Надеюсь, от отца Фабиана ничего не зависит. Не зависело.
Monsignor, it occurs to me.
Is that so?
Actually, I spoke to.
Away. See you later.
А больше нельзя предложить это? Нет. Видимо, это правда другое. Значит, это правда было лишнее говорить ему, что я поединком буду защищаться.
Yes.
Good. I will send for everyone who is to bear witness.
Yes, sir.
One more thing. These are solemn proceedings that demand a certain decorum. I won't tolerate any clanking armor or otherwise inappropriate attire. You will wear this robe.
Of course. Thank you, Monsignor.
Very well. Rest now, and we'll meet in the morning. See you later.
Меня еще даже переодеться заставили. Ну, пиздец.
Let us begin.
I, Bishop Yaroslav of Benishov, by the grace of God, Papal Inquisitor, have come here to Sassaw in response to reports of Marian visitations and the preaching activities of one Yоханка, a commoner. And I have found, indeed, that by her arbitrary words she's been leading good people astray and encouraging their rebellion against their betters. Furthermore, Yоханka has attempted to usurp the glory that belongs alone to Holy Mother Church, and to appoint herself as an intermediary of the wisdom and grace of Almighty God. This does not behove any lay person, and certainly not a woman. It is therefore necessary to remedy her transgressions, and to investigate the extent and the basis of her misguidance. Or, as the case may be, heresy. Henry of Skalitz has elected to appear here in Johanka's defense, and his wish has been allowed. Anyone who elects to speak here does so before God, and shall be bound by a most sacred oath, to speak only the truth. I will first hear the testimony of Father Fabian, who sent me word of this matter, and who should best know what deeds are done in his parish. Father Fabian, will you tell us what Johanka has been proclaiming?
Johanka claims that she has received visitations from Our Lady, the Holy Mother of God, who speaks to her in the night. It is an outrageous claim that I hold to be entirely untrue.
And did Johanka come forward to ask your advice regarding these alleged apparitions?
She did not. Instead, she took it upon herself to spread her supposed wisdom to the people.
And prior to this, did Johanka attend church? Did you see her at your sermons, Father?
I did not, Monsignor. I believe Johanka is deliberately avoiding the church. Instead, she meets her followers secretly in the woods and preaches to them. Either she made everything up, or the devil himself is whispering in her ear.
If I may, Monsignor, the Virgin Mary really does speak to Johanka.
Is that so? And on what do you found this claim?
It couldn't be the devil. Johanka lives at the monastery, doesn't she? Close to the cave of St. Procopius. St. Procopius, who overpowered the devil and cast him down, did he not? The evil one would hardly dare return to the dominion of the saints to whisper in Johanka's ear. Surely that's obvious.
It's true, Henry, that evil spirits, or even Lucifer himself, would have little power in the vicinity of the remains of St. Procopius.
But the fact that she lives at the monastery doesn't mean that she is not misguided. What's more, she is an interloper there herself, who would not even be tolerated if it weren't for Brother Nicodemus.
Yes, Father. I am aware of the impropriety of her presence in the monastery grounds. But in this, I must concur with Henry. Let us continue, then. Father Fabian?
Even if it were true, why would Our Lady choose a simple village girl like Johanka?
You're right, Father Fabian. That is quite untoward. Let's proceed, then. Is there anything else you want to add, Henry?
Yes. Please call Brother Nicodemus. He has something to say about it. He's a man of learning and knows more about these things than I do.
Certainly. I also wish to hear his testimony. Call him. Nicodemus, for some time you were insisting that the infirmary needed extra pairs of hands. It was only at your request that Johanka, against all accepted custom, was allowed inside the monastery walls. I've already spoken to Abbot Peter about her, but please tell me how Johanka behaved.
Monsignor, I must stand behind Johanka. The girl is a treasure, selfless, charitable and good-hearted. She helped more people here than anyone else. I have never seen her do anything that would contradict the behavior of a good Christian. She never discussed questions of faith with me. She was always focused only on her work, which she carried out impeccably.
And afterwards, when she began making claims of Marian apparitions?
Yes. Yes. That's quite an extraordinary thing. The things she preached couldn't have come from any of the brothers, or from books, because she can't read. Therefore, I believe the Blessed Virgin really spoke to her.
Nonsense. She made the whole thing up. Or someone did prompt her. You're very keen to defend her, brother. It makes me wonder whether she didn't get her wisdom from you.
I already said she got none of it from me, and I would never lie before Almighty God. but it seems to me it's the inadequate education of the good parish priest here that's behind his flimsy litany.
What? Am I to be criticized by someone who's more a gardener than a scholar?
Father Fabian, let Nicodemus speak. And you, Nicodemus, stick to the point, if you please.
Certainly, Monsignor. Please allow this humble gardener to put the good priest right, because he evidently knows nothing of the fact that other women before Johanka had similar experiences. Blessed Hildegard of Bingen also had similar visions. And what about St. Bridget, or Elizabeth of Schurnau, or Catherine of Siena? Like them, Johanka here only humbly spreads the message of Our Lady. She does not present herself as an intermediary of divine mercy. Please do not condemn Johanka, Bishop Yaroslav. In my judgment, her visions are genuine and her words sincere.
Thank you, Nicodemus. Your plea is very bold. But what you say about Hildegard and the others is true. You can rest assured, I will consider your words very carefully. Fabian, have you had trouble with heretics before, or had any suspicions of heresy here?
Not much, Monsignor. Now and then there have been traveling preachers and various charlatans here and there. Although, I did recently get reports that there were members of the Waldensian sect hiding in the province.
Yes, I know of that. Henry here was helping the vicar to track them down. Unfortunately, though, they managed to flee. Thank you, Father Fabian. That's all.
I'm glad to have been of service, Monsignor.
I thank you also, Brother Nicodemus. You too may stand down. Call Hoshek, bailiff of Sasau. Bailiff, has there been any suspicious activity here recently?
Well, there have been cumins on the rampage in the woods and on the roads.
А что с текстурами?
All sorts of bands of footpads and brigands around the province. But otherwise, it's all been peaceful and quiet here, Monsignor.
How reassuring. And what of Johanka, bailiff? Has she been inciting the people here?
I couldn't tell you much about her. I hardly know her. She hasn't broken any laws, and folks speak well of her, for the most part. Although it's true, things have been a bit tense here, on account of her speeches.
Continue.
Quite a lot of people have been going to her since she started with that preaching. Some are even convinced she's a holy woman. From what I heard, they bring her small gifts or ask for her advice or blessing.
Sacrilege! People coming for blessings and bringing her gifts. That has all the makings of a cult.
Oh, I don't know, Monsignor. Begging your pardon, but that's overstating it a bit. But it's true. They met outside town, too, and it came to a bit of a skirmish. Nothing serious happened, though. Fellas punching each other in the mouth. If you'll excuse me, Monsieur, that happens all the time. Well, that's about all I can tell you, Monsignor.
Thank you, bailiff. I will be all. And you, Henry, you've been around Johanka more than anyone. Do people come to her for blessings?
I don't know anything about that. But when someone comes to her, she tries to help them, like a good Christian.
Henry, I'm sure you're aware that to lie here is a mortal sin and a crime.
I do. And I'm not lying.
All right. Anything else?
Yes, Monsignor. Johanka helped Guta, the tailor's wife. Please hear her testimony. You'll see for yourself that Johanka is a good Christian.
Very well. I promised I'd hear your witnesses. Call this Guta. Guta, you witnessed Johanka's first sermon. What did she speak of?
About how we should be virtuous and not sinful.
And then you went to see Johanka, didn't you?
I did, Monsignor. I wanted to ask her for help, and she did. I was praying for my husband for a long time and begging God to help him. And I believe my prayers were answered, and he sent Yochanka to us.
And there were others who came to her seeking help?
Yes, Monseigneur. There were.
And that shrine, and the gifts. People brought them to Yochanka so she'd help them?
I couldn't tell you. But she helped me, without any of that.
Didn't you bring her any gifts?
Well, yes, but that was after. Just some old cloth for bandages and bed covers, so she could help others like she helped me. Every evening, I pray for Yochanka and thank the Blessed Virgin for sending her to us.
I see. Thank you. You may go.
I'd like you to listen to Adela. She amended her life and doesn't live in sin anymore, all because of Yochanka. Yochanka helped people selflessly, not for any benefit, and Adela can testify to that.
All right. Bring this Adela. Adela, until recently you were living in the nearby town of Ledechko, is that so?
Yes.
And how did you make a living there?
I served at the baths, laundering and repairing clothes, and preparing the baths.
Is that all?
No. Sometimes I went with the fellas and pleasured them for money. But I don't do it anymore. I swear. I changed my ways on account of Yochanka and Henry here, and now I lead a decent life.
You're saying you simply gave up your profession?
Yes. Henry convinced me, and Yochanka took me in.
Very well. Thank you. And since you left Ledechko, have you sinned with anyone?
No, monsieur, I haven't.
Good. May God give you the will to maintain your newfound virtue, Adela. And now, please answer one more question. You're living with Yochanka now, yes? Tell me what she says to the people who come to her.
Well, they come with all sorts of problems. Some want just advice. Some want her maybe to bless them or talk to Our Lady for them. They believe she's a holy woman.
So, Yochanka accepts gifts from these people and then gives them her blessing?
No, it's not like that. Yochanka doesn't bless anyone. And she doesn't want any gifts from anyone either. Folk just bring them. The things they bring, she gives them out to the sick and wounded. She doesn't keep anything, I swear.
You swear?
Yes, I swear to it all, Monseigneur. I'd never lie to you.
All right. You may go. Now I wish to question Katra, the swordsmith's wife.
Пошла нахуй. Приведите, блядь. Свинем ее киньте лучше. Она же бледище, там по ней видно.
Katra, you are a respected townswoman who has a good overview of what goes on in Sasau. As you told me earlier,
Кто ее
tell
уважает?
me now what you know of Yochanka and her deeds.
Yes, I'll tell you everything, Monsignor. Yochanka has been putting ideas into people's heads and causing chaos. What right has she to preach to us? A simple girl like that. As if we were bad people here, and she herself is a sinner. And an adulterer, a loose woman she is, who goes with anyone. And even fornicated with the custodian, Sir Sebastian.
Конечно, вызову тоже потом, блядь. Я не знаю, что делать.
All right, Katra. That will be all. I have also heard rumors of Yochanka's immorality that cannot be ignored. Bring here the Sasau custodian, Sir Sebastian von Berg. Sir Sebastian, my apologies for raising the matter, but doubts have been cast on your virtue. I have been told that you have shared your bed with Yochanka.
Скажи нет, скажи нет.
Is it true?
Monsignor, With respect, this is surely some mistake. Yоханка is not a bad girl, and by no means a heretic.
Noted. Now please answer my question. Did you share your bed?
Скажи нет, не будь пидором, скажи нет.
Yes.
А-а-а!
She's not.
Silence.
Членосос.
So,
Ой.
Йоханка not only incites rebellion against the nobles, but also seduces them into sin and immorality.
That's not true. Йоханка never seduced anyone. It's the other way round. He wouldn't leave her alone from the moment she came to Sasau. He simply took advantage of her misfortune and his own status to get her into bed.
How dare you?
Silence. Henry?
Йоханка regrets it. What was she to do when she was constantly pursued by a nobleman who has great influence in the area?
What I did out of love for her. Yоханка is no heretic, only a confused, unhappy young girl. There's no call for jumping to the conclusion of heresy. Monsignor, you must be able to see that.
I advise caution, sir. Would you cast doubt on the authority of the church in this trial?
I will no longer tolerate this humiliation. Get out of my way.
А, господи.
Henry? You proved yourself a good servant of the church when you told me of your disturbing findings concerning the situation hereabouts. You've been very keen to appear here in Yоханka's defense. You've said a lot about her, but please, tell me why you've been helping her all this time.
Monsignor, she's my friend. After the terrible things that happened in Scalise, neither of us has many dear ones left. It seemed only right to me to help her.
You seem like a compassionate man. It certainly says something about Yохanka, that someone like you stands up for her. That will be all, Henry.
Monsignor, please permit me to say one more thing. I heard some wise words at a sermon in Scalise, and I think I should share them here. It's our Christian duty to fight against sin. But we must love the sinner. So I beg you, Monsignor, be lenient to Yоханка.
You're right, Henry. Those are wise words. Nothing remains but to question Yоханка herself.
Ну, сейчас все мои старания в унитаз.
I've heard the accusations brought against you, and we have also heard several testimonies. I already questioned you earlier. Yоханka, do you wish to revise the answers you gave earlier, or do you stand by what you said?
I stand by everything I told you.
So be it. I expressly forbade you to continue preaching, and you promised not to do so. You defied my instruction and broke your promise. Why?
Forgive me, Monsignor. But I could do nothing else. Our Lady asked me to do it, and I couldn't refuse her. And I did the right thing. The Virgin Mary visited me again in my cell and showed me new things. Monks and prelates who took off their robes and put on princely cloaks instead. They threw down their staves, buckled on swords, and placed crowns on their heads. They rejected Christ's example and hoarded wealth for themselves. They paid no heed to the people, but only gave them absolution for money and...
Silence! You will not speak like that. I have already heard more than enough. These proceedings are closed. You may leave. Yоханка will now hear my verdict.
Нам пизда, походу.
Yоханka, are you aware you're facing very grave accusations?
Yes, Monsignor. I am.
You stand accused of preaching from ignorance and leading the people away from the protective embrace of Holy Mother Church. If you do not recant, you will suffer grave consequences. Pride and ignorance clouded her reason. Child, it would distress me greatly to have to pronounce a verdict of condemnation. Speak then. Do you recant your sermons and swear never again to preach to the people? And are you prepared to repent?
As God is my witness, I did all this with good intentions. And
The Virgin Mary did visit me, and I would be lying before her, before God and my own conscience, if I denied it.
If you don't recant and return to the bosom of Holy Mother Church, then you have sealed your own fate. Take her. We must all be ever vigilant of Lucifer's evil designs and avoid being caught in his snares. Only Holy Mother Church can safeguard all Christian folks from the onslaught of the devil. Only Holy Mother Church cares for their souls so they may find salvation in the kingdom of heaven.
It's all true, and the will of the Blessed Virgin, her sacred will that I will never recant.
Sometimes, to save the body of the true church, it is necessary to amputate a gangrenous limb.
Full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed be the fruit of thy womb. Jesus. Holy Mary, of God.
Yochanka of Scarlets refuses to accept the truth and recant her delusive preaching. Her tongue is an instrument of the devil. It must be plucked out and cast from the body of the heretic along with the devil, so that her soul may be purged of evil.
Я в таком ахуе сижу сейчас, просто пиздец какой-то.
Despite her suffering, Yochanka remained faithful to her conviction. Brother Nicodemus tried to heal her terrible wounds, but in vain. Her cruel punishment was too much to endure. Matthias never lived to hear of Yochanka's fate. Soon afterwards, he succumbed to his sickness. Although it's forbidden to bury a heretic in consecrated ground, we lay Yochanka and Matthias to rest together, side by side, in a place where I hope they will finally find peace. As Brother Nicodemus said, Surely God will forgive us for following our hearts.
Ну, не знаю, что сказать. Можно, конечно, переиграть. Знаете, такое ощущение, что все зависело исключительно от того, что она сама скажет под конец. Ну это же бред ебаный, блядь. Ну. Да, сука, бесполезно говорить, даже если бы у нас получилось нормально с ней поговорить. Ну, если все завязано именно на том, чтобы сейчас с ней поговорить, ну это бред вообще. Бред бредом полнейший. Только стараний, и все в итоге зависит от того, как она себя будет вести. Но это, блядь, странно. И бредово.
No one's allowed Bishop.
I know. I'm with the Bishop's entourage.
In that case, you surely know that everyone who comes from...
Good, good. Your diligence is commendable.
Sorry, sir. We'll have to go and... I wouldn't want to anger...
Of course. And you can actually read?
A little, sir, yes.
Very wise. You're clearly the right... Very well. I'll...
Бумаги достать надо. Короче, ладно, попробуем в следующей серии как-то поменять ее судьбу. Очень надеюсь, что все зависит не от того, как я с ней поговорю лично. Посмотрим. Всем спасибо за просмотр, ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь, а главное комментируйте, чтобы я мог с вами общаться. До скорых встреч!